I did have 5% screen recording going. Cool.
Mike, I'm not really going to need the mic, but you know, I like the mic, so gotta get the mic going. We're good? I'm mic'd. Check. Ooh, that was good, yes. Good afternoon and wake up. Welcome to day 4 of this IT marathon of learning and fun called VMworld. You've made it this far. I'm Damien Ra. I work with the VMware education team here at VMware. And we are here today to talk about KSA, another acronym. So expanded out, it's called the Knowledge Skills Assessment. We were going to actually call it a skills survey, but the acronym didn't really work out the way the tool was intended as its purpose of application. Anyway, so Knowledge Skills Assessment, we're going to give you a little background to position the, of course, value of why is it important to learn, especially in the IT area of IT. We're going to talk about what the Knowledge Skills Assessment is, a free tool and service that we at VMware Education provide to our customers. And when I say assessment, how many of you think of test? Oh wow, a lot of you think test, okay? It is not a test. Okay, so there's some relief there, all right? I'll explain what we mean by assessment when we get into the presentation, okay? And then we're going to talk about some VMware training offerings, the different modalities that VMware Education has for you to consume training and to learn new things that are required and critical for your role. As you know, the way we consume learning is changing. It has to change, right? So a lot of different modalities for you, and then additional resources near the end. So why training? So the first block over here, 1.5% of the budget is all that is needed for investment by the folks that you work with to increase the success of a project by 60%. I know you're looking at 50 to 80. Well, I did the math for you because it's day 4 of VMworld. So it increases the success of the project by 60%. And then 65% of CIOs, 2/3 of them, believe that, now when it says there's a lack of talent, they have talented people that are working for them. So what is it really that is missing? Training, experience, or expertise in a particular area for the product deployment. And 80%, so 4 out of 5, training is critical. So another fact here. The graph here simply shows product features and complexity. How rapidly are the products that you're deploying in your data centers, how often are they changing? Or how often is your organization adopting new products? What would you say? Every couple of hours? No, what's it?
Ours is a bad example. You haven't touched it in 3 years.
Haven't touched it in 3 years. Let's talk after the presentation, okay? So, but it's changing so rapidly, yet the ability of customers to consume these features. When we talk about consume, it means they have an understanding of upgrading or installing the new product and making use of the features to meet the IT outcomes of your organization. The gap is growing between how rapidly new technologies are coming out and the experience required to effectively use those features and deploy them. So the third fact here, they are asking for training. and early on in the implementation cycle. It's very important. I've been on many customer meetings this week, and 2 months down the road, they're ready to roll out the pilot. But what's impacting that 2-month time frame? In fact, realistically, it may be more like a year to year and a half. Why? What's missing? The training, the experience, the training, right? Well, if they wait a year to a year and a half to get everybody trained up, guess what they're going to have to do? Retrain. Why? All the changes and updates, right? So it's a vicious cycle, right? So the KSA, or Knowledge Skills Assessment, is a free service that we provide to our customers. We go into an organization, it's an online survey tool, and it asks a number of questions. It's not a test, okay? It asks questions. We'll give you some samples coming up. Ask you questions about what you know or what you don't know. I didn't mean to look at you when I said that, okay? What are we really looking for? What you know and what you don't know. What are we looking for?
Your knowledge.
The knowledge. You looked at me when you said that. Things like, your knowledge gap, exactly. And we want to shore that up, correct? And we want to improve adoption. It is astonishing how many customers I've experienced when we go into customer data centers and have those conversations setting up a training solution, and a customer A doesn't know what they're licensed for, or what version of the licenses they have, or what versions of the products they're deploying, what their time frame is for an upgrade cycle. Some of those products they didn't even know they had, or maybe they did, but they didn't know how to use it. Okay, so it becomes shelfware. And then the increased return on investment. Okay, so again, free online survey, and it's really a 3-step process here. So the inform part, okay, that's where each of the people that are identified, they're going to be taking the survey, this assessment, will go online, takes about 20 to 40 minutes max. Then we collect the data, and we have on the back end an automation built into the tool so that it collects all the information, generates a report that we analyze and may have to manipulate a bit manually, and a few weeks later we have everything packaged into a PDF that we provide to not only each of the participants of the survey with an individualized learning plan, but also the team leaders and the decision makers in your organization. Why is that important? There's actually a summary report that we provide to them. Why is it important that the team lead and the decision makers, like the CIO, get that same the summary information? They know what the facts are. They know where the gaps are. They know who needs the training, how many need the training, so they can make the investment. So that's how they set their budgets. And then we do have individualized reports. So there's a report per person based on how they assess themselves. Okay? So again, we're looking for alignment. We're looking for a way for our customers for that transformation journey taking place for their data center, all the way to the software-defined data center, SDC level. 20 to 40 minutes. It's a free service. And if they get pulled away from, for work, remember, these are administrators, engineers, right? Oh, there's a fire drill. I have to get on something at work. They can go back to pick up the survey where they left off, and everything is saved. Okay, they don't have to start the survey over. So this actually provides just a summary in terms of the time frame, from start to finish. The first part of it is determining the customer plans. And that can be done just through either a simple email or a phone call. So we actually ask some questions, find out what products are being deployed, what you're using, what versions, what licenses you have, and how many people need training. What are your IT outcomes? And then that's a simple phone call. And then we set the expectation about the KSA. We present this slide deck to the decision makers, to the participants, to the team leads. And that could be up to anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. We could do that remotely over a WebEx. okay? And then we collect the data. Now, the actual completion of the surveys, by the time we get all the surveys submitted, and then we do the analysis of the data, the reports are generated, that's about 1 to 2 weeks. And then we present back the findings. And that presentation is typically, again, remote, or we can come in and do a presentation live in person, okay? So we're talking about anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks for this whole process from start to finish. Now, to give you an example of what the survey looks like, I'm sure you could all see this, okay? But have you attended VMware training previously? So we do tie into our back-end learning management system, so we have a record of, yes, this is training you've previously completed. And it'll also look at your certifications. So you choose what certifications you currently hold and what you're interested in. Now notice, what you're interested in may not exactly be what the decision makers are budgeting. What can they use the reports for? To create not only a training plan for the organization, for the team, but professional growth and development. Okay? That's how many have used this. So, technical skills. Do you manage vSphere environments? A simple yes or no answer. Now, what if you said yes? Yes, I manage vSphere environments. It's dynamic. So it will change the type of questions you see. Okay? If you say, no, I don't manage vSphere environments, do you need to go through and answer all the questions about skills and tasks involved with deploying vSphere? No, you don't. That's not applicable to your role or to your job description. So it'll skip all those questions. If you say, yes, I manage vSphere environments, can you manually create a new VM? Now notice you get a chance to self-assess, right? No, I've done that very little. So little to no experience. I'm a beginner. I'm novice. Or intermediate. I've done it, but only for a few months. I've done it for a while and with previous versions of vSphere. So you'd be advanced, okay? Or it may not be applicable to your role, all right? So you can grade yourself in terms of your level of expertise. Now, of course, some people, remember, that's kind of subjective, isn't it? Right? Some people may self-assess and say, I'm advanced in everything, man. All right? I walk on water. Well, that's where the automated back end comes into play, because it has a logic that ties everything together to make sure that the accuracy of the report is going to provide the plan that needs to take place. Product knowledge. Are you tasked with designing vSphere environments? Now that really is targeting the architects. So you get a series of questions. Do you know the best practices for deploying vSphere in an enterprise environment? Do you know the validated design for a data center for vSphere deployments? So notice those are just yes or no questions. So some of them are simply yes or no, instead of the beginning, intermediate, advanced. A heat map. Now the heat map is a very quick visual representation of, now we grade this out for the audience here, but you'd see the names. And next to that, everything broken out by technology area, VMware technology area, vSphere, you got your network virtualization with NSX, virtual SAN. Anything in green, it even has a percentage based on all the different questions you answered and how you answered them. It's not a grade. Don't think you look at this and say, 88%, that's only a B+. It's not that. What do you think 88% green means? Under vSphere, and that was under advanced vSphere skills, 88% green. What does that mean? Pardon?
Meets the requirements that you asked for.
That's right. It meets the requirements for the minimally qualified to be, they know how to perform those tasks that come in as advanced vSphere skill, like advanced would be Enterprise Plus licensing, setting up a distributed switch, migrating virtual machines from a standard virtual switch to a distributed switch, that type of thing, okay? Anything in, and of course it also depends on where they rate it, because they're also asked the question, how critical is this to your role, okay, or your job description? So that'll also help color code the heat map here. Yellow is, it's moderately important to my role, and the lower percentages, I don't know much about that. And then the red is critical. Okay, so critical training need there, and that's where the biggest gaps are. Oh, I don't know how to do that particular task that falls into that area. Okay, now what's not seen in this sample heat map from an actual report is the blue color. Anything in blue means they've completed training in that area. So they already took vSphere training. You see it blue. And then there's also a bar chart. Once again, very powerful visual showing the number of people where server virtualization is critical to their role. And then the number of people where network virtualization is moderately important to their role. Now, it doesn't mean that you have one person that doesn't need the training. You're deploying NSX, that may be the core network engineer that needs training in NSX. And certification chart showing the certifications that they currently hold and the certifications that are desired or they're interested in. And then we have a summary of the course recommendations. Now this is something that can be given to the project team lead or the decision makers. So it breaks it out by actual class title, course title, and the number of people. Now how do you think the decision maker is going to use this information? How much? Who said how much? Budgeting, exactly. Okay, so I have $20. You get $20 after the presentation, all right? So budgeting. How many people need training or need to take that particular course? Now you see, there's a whole lot of different courses here, right, listed. So that helps them with budgeting. That helps them with determining the number of people. I noticed that only one person looks like recommended training in VROPS, the Install, Configure, Manage course. Only one person needs that. Well, it also helps to determine the modality of consuming that training. Are we going to go out and do an on-site for a group of people, for the whole team, with that particular course? Or one person, are we going to get them into an open enrollment, or do they consume a self-paced, on-demand version of that course, which we have? Okay? And then we have course training by user. Here's the individualized report. It'll list the person's name and the list of courses that were recommended based on the answers to the questions. And we have a dedicated solutions architect that I'm honored to have on our team, whose sole job it is to support our sales team, making sure you're getting the right training solution. And he will add notes manually to justify these recommendations. So there's an explanation as to why the tool, though it's automated, made these recommendations. And we could go one step further. If there's certain training that's needed that might not be found in our standard delivery portfolio, then that's where we may have to have a conversation, which we do have with you, about tailoring or customizing to make sure it fits your specific needs. And then right here, there's what's highlighted here, additional training request. So what this simply means is this participant is interested in getting their VCP DCV and their NSX, so their VCP NV, which means they should take an NSX ICM or an Optimize and Scale in vSphere, okay? So some more statistics around our organization. My instructors, the Americas instructors, I get to lead that particular team in the Americas. I started my career at VMware. It's my 13th year as an instructor for VMware. 97% is the satisfaction rating. That equates to a 4.85 out of 5 on the evaluations that our customers fill out at the end of each class on instructor knowledge, on presentation skills, and on encouraging participation and answering questions. So that's really, really high compared to the rest of the industry. And then, of course, VMware customers. Okay. Again, these are general statements regarding the importance of, and we've already really gone through this, to reinforce the importance of the training. We have different modalities for our training consumption. VMware Learning Zone, our digital learning platform. Okay, and there's a slide near the end, we're coming up to the end of the presentation here, that describes the different subscription levels for accessing an archive of video, a video library that's supplemental to our standard training, like our instructor-led. Supplemental meaning what's not found in our standard courses is certainly going to be found there. Like 20 titles on troubleshooting virtual SAN, for example. And the subject matter experts, the product experts are in those videos, and the videos are not 45 minutes long, they're not 8 hours long, they're not 40 hours, a full week of training. They're short video snippets. Why are they short and brief? Because your attention span stinks, okay? That's right, all right? So it's, well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to look at you when I said that. It is true, yeah. I mean, hey, it's day 4, we're tired, right? No, because small digestible chunks of new information that you can use as a very useful handbook of, let me see if there's a trick to resolving that issue that I found with the deployment of this product. Yeah, there's a video on it. Shows you all the steps, okay? On-demand. On-demand self-paced training, learn at your own pace, around your schedule, around your work schedule, 30 days to complete the whole course, and lab exercises come with it. And they are qualifying classes to go on and take your certification, okay? So that's really useful too. And then private training. What does private training mean? That's where we, depending upon the size of your group, if there's a group of you 6 or beyond, we can actually set up an on-site where the instructor comes out to you on your turf and teaches you the course, okay, goes through the training. Or we can do it remotely through a live online, okay, because you may have a geographically distributed team, or maybe even a team that's distributed globally, so we're able to accommodate everyone for that same training session, so you still have the collaboration in an on-site setting. The Enterprise Learning Subscription, free trial. Oh, everyone's taking notes now. Everyone got excited about that. They saw the word free. Cool. It's a free trial, 60 days. Doesn't include everything though. Okay. It includes a subset of the videos that are there in the library. Okay. So you get an idea of what's there, but not all of them. Okay. It gives you access to my instructors used to make these what we called online instructional videos. So these are videos we used to post to YouTube. We took all those, archived them, put them in the free subscription, and you can access those, okay? And then there's also access to all our free e-learning self-paced courses, those that take about 2 hours to finish, complete, okay? Things like network fundamentals or network virtualization fundamentals, those types of things. The video library, you have access to everything in the library, those hundreds of titles, if you have the standard subscription. So they're tiered pricing model for this. Then we have the certification exam prep. For those of you interested in certification, we do have some exam prep videos. VCP, the foundations exam. VCP, the DCV more advanced level. The Delta exam for those that you need to recertify or up your certification, the next version. We even have one on VCP NV, for those of you pursuing that virtualization in the network space for NSX. The exam prep videos are included in the premium learning subscription, okay? And then we have on-demand courses. If you pay for the Enterprise Learning Subscription, ELS, another acronym, now we have this priced at, for a minimum of 5 people, from your organization. So if you have up to 5 people, we have, of course, we can have it more than that, but minimum of 5, price per person for the subscription. For those of you that are in the SMB space, small to mid-size, smaller customer, less people that still need to consume some training, need some support in that, and we have an official SMB list of customers, like in the commercial sector, up to 3 people. Okay, up to 3. Then you have access to everything in our on-demand catalog. Oh, and this is 365 days. So it's for the year. So you don't have to worry about, well, I got 30 days to go through every course that VMware teaches. Okay? On-demand, self-paced. No, you have up to a year. It's 365 days. Additional resources, as you know, congratulations, you can check the first one off. You're already in the lounge at the Village. Okay, great. If you haven't checked out our websites, we have some PCs back there to check out the education site, certification tracks and paths, and the courses that have content that align with the certification objectives, and then the VMware Learning Zone information as well about these different levels of the subscriptions. And then global support services over in Solutions Exchange. How many of you have been to the VMware booth back there? And when I say back there, you got to walk all the way to the back, but then you get to see all our other partners in the ecosystem of the virtualized world, right? And then we do have a VMworld in Barcelona as well that has resources as well. Thank you very much for being here. Enjoy the rest of the day. Questions now.
We're limited not by a budget, we're limited by hours of training.
Limited by hours of training, okay.
Would that be like, hey, we only get 80 hours in a year. What can you provide for us? Would